This is the quest for the best Chinese in the USA. C-milk, when you think of England, for instance, when you think of, typical British food, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Porridge, rations, just bleak, grim soup kitchens. Probably fish and chips.
Yeah, I'd say. I think if you asked anyone other than you, I think the first thing they'd say is fish and chips.
Absolutely fish and chips. Yeah. That's for sure.
So I mean, fish and chips is probably the most iconic British dish.
Yeah.
And for China, I'd say probably the most iconic, at least what I would think, is Peking Duck.
Right, Beijing Duck, right?
Yeah,
Peking Duck. This is what we call in America, right?
Yeah, it's called Peking Duck everywhere in the world.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, we call it Peking Duck. Yeah, we call it Peking Duck in South Africa. It's called Peking Duck in the UK. It's called Peking Duck in America. It's Peking Duck.
Yeah.
And Peking actually is the old name for Beijing.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's a bit bizarre.
Yeah, I know.
Wonder why that was. It's a Google search away.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Either way, maybe you could tell everybody what Peking Duck is.
Well, Peking Duck actually, it's wicked old dish. Yeah. There's a history of Chinese people roasting ducks all the way back in the Han Dynasty and stuff.
Yeah.
What they would do is actually take some air and then shoot it between the skin and the meat.
Okay.
So that it would kind of, the juices were allowed to kind of flow around it. The ironic thing is you'd think that would make the meat more tender, but the way that they serve Peking Duck in Beijing is they don't eat the meat.
I know. Actually, that's one of the biggest disappointments, for me anyway, is that it's basically just skin.
Right.
And with a little bit of fat attached to it sometimes.
We don't live in Beijing.
No.
And we do have duck, and it's kind of prepared in almost an identical way, except for the fact that we eat the meat as well as the skin, right?
Pi pa ya.
Right.
Whenever you see a Cantonese cha canteen, or it's basically a Cantonese canteen.
In some place,
yeah. You'll always see the duck carcasses hanging in the window.
Yeah. In Beijing, what they do is they only take the skin, usually, I should say. And you basically wrap it in this little wheat pancake. You get some hoisin sauce.
Yep.
You get some scallions. And sometimes, every restaurant can be different, obviously. You can put all kinds of stuff. But it's almost like a tiny little taco.
Yeah,
with
it's kind of interesting.
Duck skin in it. It's really delicious, actually.
It is. You put some cucumbers and onions, and they have those kind of different things you can add. So it's actually very nice. But we had Peking Duck in Beijing that time. Remember, we went there and we had it, and I'll be honest, it wasn't the best Peking Duck I'd ever had.
It was pretty good.
It was good, but I've actually had better in other parts of China.
Right.
Because, of course, you can get it everywhere in China. It's a very famous dish, right? I'm just curious as to how the Peking Duck here in America tastes.
Never had it in America before, and I have to say the scary thing about Peking Duck is it can be done really poorly.
Yeah.
Because it's such a labor-intensive dish and tends to be pretty pricey. Yeah. If you go to any place that's not really expensive, I have a feeling it's not very good. I've had bad Beijing duck before.
Okay.
It's not great. It can be soggy. It's not crispy. Long story short, we're in the outskirts of LA and beautiful snowy mountains. Yeah. Beautiful day out today.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And we're gonna head to this place called Beijing Tasty House, where we're not only gonna get Beijing duck, but Beijing food in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with Beijing food other than the times that we've been to Beijing and tried it out. It's not something I eat very often.
Sure.
But it'll be cool to compare.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to see what they have on offer, and I really do like Peking Duck a lot. So let's give it a try. Hopefully, it lives up to the authenticity of the mainland.
Welcome to Beijing Tasty House。我们这边呢以北方菜为主，然后但是打的是北京的口味，然后也是因为我们这边做的都是偏近于北方客人的口味，然后北京烤鸭每天预定人也是有很多的，而且每天是限量的。对，这个都是需要提前1个小时预定。北京烤鸭以2种烤鸭的方式为主，一种呢是焖炉烤鸭，一种是挂炉烤鸭。我们店呢是采用的焖炉烤鸭，然后这烤鸭呢在烤之前都是需要做这个填鸭工作、准备工作的。焖炉烤鸭相对来说烤鸭的油性会大一些，然后吃起来口感会比挂炉烤鸭好一些，但是香气呢会不如挂炉烤鸭的香。我们这边呢也是效仿着全聚德这边尽量做到正宗的口味。 然后呢，这边的烤鸭呢也是很受我们这边所有的客人喜欢的。
Beijing 烤鸭, you ready?
I am. I mean, it looks good.
It is a little bit different than what we had in Beijing in that that was just the skin, right?
Yes.
It looks like they've hidden a little bit of meat under this for
Yeah.
us, which is great for you.
Before we begin, I got to say there are a couple of interesting things about this restaurant. Number
Right.
one, I noticed you can pay by WeChat.
Right, which is weird in America.
Yeah, it's really weird.
No one
in
uses it
America.
here.
No. That's kind of interesting. And also, maybe you can explain what's on this placemat over here.
This was a little bit weird. Usually when you go to like a diner or something in America, maybe they have like Jim's Towing Repairs or a vacuum cleaner company. This is Forest Conceptions, where you can be compensated for donating your own eggs from your ovaries.
Yeah, $20,000.
So not a bad donation. You can buy a car with that. Then you have your own kid running around.
Yeah.
It's not really yours anymore.
So look, traditionally what we usually do with this is...
I'm sorry.
Right.
This is the way this has been displayed.
Yeah, the duck's kind of looking at its own flesh being eaten.
It's like offering itself to us. That's
It
nice.
is.
It's nice.
It
Okay, anyway.
It looks nice, yeah. The usual way you eat this is you take this pancake type
Yeah.
thing over here.
Looks good.
Put some of that sauce, which is usually plum sauce or something along those lines.
Or hoisin sauce.
Yeah, hoisin sauce.
This
yeah.
looks like hoisin. It looks very savory.
Yeah. And then you put some of the cucumbers, you put some of the sort of whatever sliced up onions, spring
Onions, yeah.
onions, or probably spring onions.
Yep. Looks like it.
And then you put some of the
Leeks.
skin.
Uh-huh.
And that's usually what you do.
In this one, like I said, you're going to have some meat with yours, which you're going to really appreciate, I think.
Yeah, because there we go. I mean, it is skin.
I'm going to put a little meat on mine as well.
I wonder if they've done this just for the Western taste, because you can see this is actually just skin. There's no meat attached to this.
The thing is, though, speaking to one of the managers, he said that there's never any white people that come in here, or Westerners, he said, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
That's true. You're actually right. So maybe it's not for Western taste. See, this is what I would say is a pancake, not like IHOP.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I
this is
gotcha.
what like this kind of thin stuff.
Right.
I think IHOP's like flapjacks.
We definitely didn't go to IHOP.
We certainly did. We certainly did. His favorite restaurant.
No, I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that one.
Yeah,
okay, so put some of your veggies on there.
Yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of
It
this.
smells exactly like a Beijing duck pancake that I've had anywhere else, so that's good.
You know what's quite cool is sometimes in the night markets, they'll kind of wrap these mini, just exactly like this. They'll make sort of mini ones you can buy a whole bunch.
And you don't have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
I like making it myself, though.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I like a lot of onions on mine.
Let's try it out.
Let's do it. I'm a fan of this pancake. It's a little chewy. And the skin isn't too skin like avian, almost poultry. It doesn't have that poultry flavor, which is nice. And I have a feeling that has to do with the kind of birds they use. The sauce is super, super strong. I wouldn't use as much. Like, don't go too liberal with the sauce. You know what I mean? Onions are good, cubes are good. And I think they use these because the duck is really greasy. Like, even the meat, it's super greasy, fatty meat. This stuff kind of cuts through all that. You know what I mean? Gives a little freshness to it. Otherwise, it'd be a little much, I think.
Yeah.
Other courses of our duck has arrived.
Yeah.
Just okay, I'm gonna try a piece of skin
I'm just going to try the meat.
with the meat.
It's good duck.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good duck.
That's better than what I had in Beijing.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah.
Remember that one Beijing place?
Yeah, it's super
It was
expensive.
like $80.
That's because it's a tourist thing, right? So when you go to Beijing, you've got these set up sort of Beijing kaya, famous restaurants, and they're incredibly expensive. You can sort of just go down the road and get it much cheaper if you know where to go.
You can.
Yeah.
Sure. But I like this better.
Me too.
That's great. So for this,
Yeah.
authenticity, I'm going to agree with you. I've seen pancakes like this, but these are
They taste
stickier.
Yeah, they taste very different to what we're used to.
It's almost like a pastry in
Yeah.
a way. Would you agree?
Yeah. I don't know about that. So authenticity, it's weird for me. What would you give it?
Because normal Beijing duck is carved on the side of the table.
Yes.
And then also you usually just get the meat. And maybe they make a dish with the other stuff later on.
Yeah.
You never really see that. Because this is put together with the meat almost in a more Cantonese style, I would say, and paired with this kind of pastry-like pancake, I would say I would give the authenticity like a 7 out of 10 compared to like Zhenjuda or one of the big kind of chains up in Beijing.
Yeah.
And for me, the taste I would give a 8.5. It's really, really, really good.
I'm going to go for like 5.
Okay.
Although the taste of it is very authentic.
Right.
So the taste is really up there and around about 7, like you say, for the taste.
Right.
But as far as being tasty is concerned, yeah, I really like it. It's great. I'll go 6. 6.5 maybe.
Because you're not a skim boy.
Yeah, duck's not my favorite meat either.
I like that they have an option for you though. You know, for people that don't like skim, I think a lot of people don't like skim. Some people love it, like me, right? Very, very good stuff. Can recommend this for sure. Now we got 2 other preparations of the duck, which is cool. They didn't waste the whole duck because we ordered a whole duck, right?
Yeah.
Now, after they're done puffing up the air into the skin and separating it from the meat, what they do is actually the meat's left over, right? So after they slice it all up in the kitchen back there, which unfortunately we're not allowed to see.
Yeah, we couldn't see that.
They actually
that
did
is
2
a
different
big.
dishes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that is a huge difference. Every time I've been for Beijing duck or Peking
You're very public.
yeah, they bring it out on like a tray. Have someone carve it right there. It's kind of part of the experience. So I'm a little bummed that wasn't part of this, you know. But whatever.
Now, with the other 2 dishes, the other 2 preparations here,
So obviously a soup.
and the soup, should we go with that?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, this is interesting, right?
Yeah.
It looks very rich. Give me your bowl.
Yeah, thank you.
It looks like very rich. It looks like it's full of tofu and
Yeah.
some of the duck parts.
Duck parts, yay, duck parts.
It looks like a nice broth, though. A lot of times in with soups, especially in Guangdong, like down south, you'll get really watery soups. And this looks like it's got a nice base to it.
It does. Yeah, that's a very Chinese soup flavor.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not bad though. It's quite salty.
I like that. It's a little better than Cantonese soups in that there is actually salt in it.
Yeah. It's salty. You can definitely taste the duck in there. It's nice. I mean, I'm gonna say it's good.
It's really good soup, actually.
I normally can't stand Chinese soup. I call it oily water.
Right.
You know, my wife hates me for that because I live down south and we live down south. Cantonese soup is usually very watery with oil and bits of random stuff in it. And it is. It looks like oily water. It tastes like oily water.
The soup's really good. One thing I can say is have a bite of that tofu and tell me what you think, because it's definitely not Chinese tofu.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. It's very nice. Actually, very
Very Japanese.
Yeah, it is. It's very Japanese, but it's got a very sort of almost rubbery texture. You know, it's
I like
held
a
together.
good
It's not
firm
soft.
tofu.
Yeah, it's firm. That's
So tired of that kind of mapo tofu, like that gelatinous kind of falls out of your spoon, slips right out, you know?
very
This
nice.
is very good. I like this soup, actually. I'm not a soup guy.
Yeah, me neither. They're using better duck, using better tofu, better water, better everything, and it tastes better.
true.
It does. It just better
Better
flour.
ingredients, better cow, yeah.
Absolutely.
Papa John's. So yeah, for the soup, I would give this a 8 out of 10 for authenticity because the tofu is definitely not what I get in China.
Yeah.
It's very firm tofu. I
Yeah, it's
usually
really
don't see
nice.
that kind in
super,
soup.
super nice.
Very
I can't
good.
believe I like in the soup.
It's bizarre, right?
It's super nice. Sorry about that, guys.
And for taste, I would also give it an 8. Do both.
I am so surprised by this soup. Yes, authenticity. I've tasted the same sort of flavors, the same medley of flavors in China, you know. Because my wife, being Cantonese, is always trying to make me drink the Cantonese soup, and I hate it. I really despise it. I'm like, I'm not drinking that oily water, but I do taste it often. And I can taste that in here, but you know what? This tastes good.
Right. You know,
So
you want
authenticity is high.
Okay.
I'd give it an 8 or a 9 as well.
Okay.
Taste, I'm actually going to give this one a 7.
Okay.
And for me not being a soup guy,
That's a big rating. A little pro tip for you guys: if you go to China, the word to consume soup is actually to drink soup, right? You actually just said that there.
Third time.
I would actually say you can eat this soup for once. There's actually stuff you can eat in here,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is rare.
Yeah, it did say drink soup, didn't I? Sorry about that.
No, it's good. I think that's a good little,
Yeah.
it's a good little cultural thing. Okay, last dish we have here is they've actually deep fried all the bones, very Beijing style here, with some chilies, and I guess you're supposed to gnaw around them because I see a duck neck here, which you're no stranger to.
No, I mean spicy duck neck.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I'm not a huge fan,
Right.
but it's there. It's a street snack.
We got the bottom of a leg. I'm just trying to see what you get in this dish.
I got a random piece of something here.
You know what it smells like?
What?
Human. It smells almost like
yes,
Xinjiang
yes.
food.
It's weird. It's like you'd expect that smell from lamb.
Right. But it's
So,
duck, right?
let's try it out. That's bizarre.
It's really good though.
It is bizarre.
The flavor's nice.
I've never had duck prepared like that before.
Me too.
It's nice though. I actually prefer that. I should do all this duck like that.
For sure.
Take that meat and fry it up like that.
Although, you do lose a bit of the crispiness when you pan fry or when you stir fry it like that.
I don't care. I should do it.
But it's good. I usually don't like cumin. And that's well done. It's not overpowering.
Got half a mind to tell the chef to take all of this back to the kitchen and fry it up like that.
Fair enough.
Just because it's so good.
That is really yummy.
That's. I mean, I don't like the idea of eating bones because it's really annoying. As they say in China, it's mafan,
Right.
which means irritating. But this tastes so good. The meat on the bones tastes amazing. That's great. I'm surprised. So yeah, I mean, authenticity, I don't even know if I can give it an authenticity rating. I've never seen this before.
Right.
I mean, I've seen lamb prepared like this.
Right.
First time I've seen duck prepared like this.
I think it's great. It's a little spicy. It's got some bean sprouts in there. It's got the cumin. It's a different way to do it. Now, one thing I love about this restaurant, I gotta say, is that they haven't wasted any bit of the duck. Every single piece of the duck is on the table right now, so they're not like stashing the meat in the back for later, like we probably saw in Beijing. That
Yes,
one time.
yes, we saw that.
And I'm just loving the food, man. This is really good stuff. I'm actually gonna go in for another pancake while we wrap this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, this bone dish, we got to give it a score, right?
Yeah.
So authenticity, because I've never seen it before, I can't really give it a rating. Although the flavors I've had in China before.
Sure. Just
Normally
compare it to like a dish that you would.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay, then it's definitely a
taste like
7 or an 8.
Okay. Yeah, it does. taste
Flavor-wise, I'm giving it a 9. It's just so good.
good. I'm gonna go for an 8 on authenticity because I've had a lot of stuff that tastes like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a 7 on the taste for me.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not a huge fan of cumin, but they didn't overdo it, and I'm happy about that.
Tastes like, just tastes like Chinese barbecue almost.
It
More
really.
like when
I
you
was
go
just
for
gonna say
chuar.
like chuar on the side of the road. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it tastes like.
Yeah, it's really
Good
cool.
stuff. But
Awesome.
yeah, huge recommend for this. I mean, I can say that I was a little bit worried that this was going to be completely inauthentic, but everyone around in this restaurant is Chinese. They told us that we are the only Westerners that have come in here, which I find kind of weird.
But
the
you don't
food's good.
you don't need to feel intimidated though if you are in the area because the manager speaks English. They do have English on the menus. And
Very friendly.
I'd like to reiterate, you want real authentic Beijing duck? This is probably about as good as you're going to get. In fact, I'm going to say it's better than the Beijing duck I've had in Beijing.
It's almost a little too weird what's happening to us.
Yeah.
Is that we keep consistently finding that some of this food is more authentic or more delicious than what we've had in China.
Yeah.
Which I find a little bizarre.
I'm finding it very bizarre too.
But it's not a bad thing.
And the thing is, I don't think it's just our Western palates. I'm pretty sure the Chinese people would agree with it. Because it's really good. And you've got Chinese people all around us eating it. And if it wasn't good, they wouldn't be here.
No, I mean, talk about discriminating taste. Chinese people are incredibly picky with their Chinese food. If that makes any sense.
Well, I must say, it's pretty awesome to know you can get like proper Beijing food here in LA. I'm kind of surprised.
For sure.
We've now tried China's most iconic dish in America.
That's true.
Yeah, it's awesome that you can get it here.
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of avian skin,
No.
but you can appreciate the dish.
Yeah, I tell you, whenever I go out with Sasha or even with you guys, I get chicken or anything. I'm always like taking the skin off and giving it to other people because I can't handle it.
Yeah, I usually eat all your skin.
Yeah, that sounds
Really
terrible.
weird.
Sounds awful.
Sorry about that. All right. On that note.
Yeah.
Next time on Quest for the Best Chinese in the USA, we head all the way up the west coast to Newport Beach to meet the famous Wing Lam and his father. Wing Lam's father is said to be one of the original people to bring Chinese food to America, and we get to see the delicious spin he's put on it. If you like the show, consider buying one of the t-shirts, Quest for the Best Chinese in the USA. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say to everyone out there?
Stay awesome.